Here we are going to talk about the virtual reality. So as I mentioned earlier, in this unit, we are mainly talking about the visualization technology instead of the way to construct the, you can say, the 3D model of the Earth. So the first visualization technology that we are going to introduce is the virtual reality, the VR. So VR, it was actually very popular in like recent years, and one of the year actually you can say VR was one of it was very popular in one of the year. I kind of forgot. It's maybe 2007. 2017 actually. So maybe in it's maybe around 2017, the VR technology has grown very fast, and then there are a lot of promising products and real world products, that commercial products that can be purchased and also can be applied to many applications. And so, what exactly is the VR, the virtual reality? So basically, the VR it allows a user to interact with a computer simulated environment, and that environment can be a mirror world or it can be a virtual world. So basically, I believe many of you have some experience with the VR. Usually, is by using the headset as the medium. So a user will wear a VR headset, and then it can help you to this headset can help you to immerse to a certain world that is not where the user locates. So this VR actually related, this type of technology actually trying to realize a certain idea, the certain concept, which is called the telepresence. So basically, the VR is essentially related to the idea of the telepresence, and the idea of the telepresence represent that is a sense of being immersed in an environment, and that can be, and this immersed experience can be generated by natural or mediated means. So for example, you can wear a headset, and then that headset can help you to to feel that you are immersed in the remote environment, and that remote environment could be a virtual world environment, or it can be a mirror world environment. So as you can see, the VR is has a very high is highly related to the idea of the telepresence. So what exactly is the telepresence? So the idea of the detail of the telepresence here, I cite a paper from the 1993 that I found is very clear. It is clearly identify the detail of the telepresence. And so basically, if you want to make you can say a user to feel that they are actually located in a certain remote environment, and then they are over there, and then directly they are like kind of like their mind, or they are their mind, and their mind will trick them that they are in that remote environment. So how to do that? What are the you can say what are the aspects that you should discuss to provide this telepresence experience? So the one of the first aspect is the vividness, or is the vividness. So basically, that is about how much that you can convince a user that they are actually located in another environment outside where they locate where they are right now. So to talk about the vividness of the telepresence, we can separate it into two parts or two aspects. The first aspect is the the sensory breadth, and the other one is the sensory depth. So basically that means so in order for a user to feel like feel that they are in a certain environment, then you need to provide those different sensory dimensions. For example, for a human being, we can sense a lot of different dimensions. For example, like we can see, we have the visual sensory dimension. We can see the things, and we have the hearing. We can hear the sound of the environment, and then also we can smell the environment, and then we can test the environment as well, and also we can touch and feel the environment, to touch and feel the environment. So those are the different sensory dimensions. And so the number of the sensory dimensions that the telepresence the number of sensory dimensions that a technology can provide to a user, then the more dimensions that it can provide, then the more convincing that this technology can, like you can say, can provide the experience of the immersive. It can provide okay, so basically the more number of the sensory dimension that one technology can provide, then it can the more that this technology can convince the user that they are really being immersed in that environment. So that's the sensory breadth. But on the other hand, not only the number of sensory dimensions, for each of the dimension, we also need to talk about the depth. The depth means the resolution of the sensory dimensions. For example, like for the visual for the visual dimension. So if the technology can only provide like some coarse resolution images, then in this case we are not of a user may not be convinced, because for their real if they are really locate in that remote environment, then supposedly they can see all the details. But however, if the instrument or if the technology, it cannot provide a high the resolution that is high enough to trick the user's mind that they are really seeing the actual they are really seeing that environment, then they will feel a little bit unrealistic over there. So and also hearing as well. If the hearing is only one dimension, one direction, and instead of is the you cannot tell where that sound is from the left or from the right or from the front, or from your back. So the resolution of that dimension it also needs to be simulated as well. And there are other resolutions. For example, whether you can feel the temperature, and then how much you can feel the temperature, how much you can feel the wind, how much you can feel the pressure on your skin, for example. And those are the resolution of the sensory dimensions that it plays a very significant part of the vividness of this telepresence technology. So basically, this is one of the first aspects in providing the telepresence technology, in providing this type of telepresence technology. So, but as you can see, let's review the existing telepresence or VR technology. So currently, most of the VR technology, we are capturing the visual and also the hearing dimension. And some of the some of the technology they are talking about for example, the touches. They are using some vibrations to make you feel that you are touching something. But however, if you talk about the depth of those sensory dimension, you will see that they are not really so convincing, or they are not really vivid to provide this telepresence experience. So that also indicates we have a lot of improvements can be done in this vividness of the telepresence. Okay, so beside the vividness, the other aspect of the telepresence is about the interactivity. For example, it can be separated into the speed, range, and also the mapping. The speed means the responsive reaction. So basically, when you are using any, for example, VR or telepresence technology, and then you may want to have some interaction with the mirror world or the virtual world, or those computer simulated environment. And for example, if you swing a certain stick, then how responsive it is to represent your action. That is that also you can say affects it also affects how much the user will think that they are really in that immersive in that environment or not. So the speed of the reaction is also very important. So if you swing something, or if you reach your hand, and then whether the virtual where the hand in that virtual environment is also can react in the same time, then that also is something should be considered. On the other hand, the range means that the number of possible actions that you can do in that telepresence environment. So, for example, can you pick up something? Can you throw something? Can you can say tear apart a certain paper? So those are the possible action, or can you break a stick, for example? So those are the possible actions that the telepresence technology should support, so that the user can feel that okay, so I'm really in that environment, because I can do whatever I can do everything that I could do to the object in that simulated environment. So basically, that is also the range, the number of possible actions that the user can do, also is one important aspect as well. Finally, the mapping, which means that the change according to the control. For example, like I mentioned earlier, for example, if you kick a certain object in that telepresence environment, and whether that object will react correspondingly. For example, if I kick a certain object, and that object will you can say interact with my foot, and whether for example, if I kick a football, and will you fly to another place, or when I throw a certain for example, when I throw a certain object, will it also mapped? Will it also react to the force I applied to that virtual object? And also, like I said, can I break one stick to two pieces, and then that changes will it apply? And so basically, that is also about the mapping. All right, that is also about the changes that should be executed according to the user's control. So, in my personal opinion, when I see these kind of categories of the different aspects inside this telepresence idea, I find it very intriguing, and I find it very very interesting. And then I think this is something that the current technology hasn't been able to achieve. To me, in my personal opinion, we haven't really achieved the telepresence experience, and so they are still a long way in achieving this telepresence experience. And what we should do is we should talk about how to provide the vividness and also interactivity from these two aspects. And that's also the one of the future direction in my research group as well. So we are actually you can say considering this research direction as well. And so, back to the real world, or back to the current situation. So there have been a lot of VR products already. So for example, the famous Oculus Rift, and also some smartphone-based VR products like the Samsung Gear, and also for example the HTC Vive, and some of the VR products for the from the gaming industry, the PlayStation VR, for example, like that. There are other types of VR products. For example, you can, for example, the Google Cardboard. You can use the cardboard to construct a very simple smartphone-based VR headset, and it still can provide some provide the telepresence experience to a certain degree. So so basically there are a lot of VR products, and you can take a look by yourself. And one of the VR and actually when before VR technology become so popular, or they are before it has a lot of products come up to the market. One of the most expecting products is from the Oculus, from the Oculus, and later on actually the Oculus was acquired by the Facebook, and right now Facebook is becomes Meta. So, for example, the Mark Zuckerberg he think that the future computing platform that the user will use will be the VR. It will be the VR, and that's also the reason that as you can see, that's also the reason that Facebook changed its name to Meta, and also emphasize on the idea of the metaverse. So basically, as you can see, that's one of the current very latest technology trend that a lot of big companies they are you can say invest in, and also a lot of research the topics or directions can be explored in this direction. So and in our course, we are going to provide you some of the you can say experience of one of the VR products, and we will do that in the class.